Girl Scouts! This is Hillary, Community Partnership Specialist with the Girl Scouts of Western New York. Today, I'm going to walk you through a really great 5-ingredient cookie recipe. This recipe comes from The Smitten Kitchen, one of my very favorite food blogs. So let's get going. The ingredients we're going to need are brown sugar, 2 eggs, vanilla, and peanut butter. All right, so this is a super simple recipe. The first thing I'm gonna need is 1 3/4 cups brown sugar. The important thing to remember when you're measuring out brown sugar is to pack it tightly. So I'm gonna use the outside of the bag and smush it into my measuring cup. So I have a tightly packed half cup. So that's half a cup. One cup. One and a half cups, and three-quarter cups. So that's 1 3/4 cups brown sugar. Next, I'm gonna add in my 2 eggs. All right, the best tool to use for this is a whisk. So I'm gonna use my whisk and I'm gonna mix together my eggs and my brown sugar. Okay, and you can see that those mix together pretty well. And I don't have to mix them too much. We just wanna combine them, okay? Next, I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of vanilla. In it goes. And then I'm gonna just give that another mix to incorporate it. All right. And then the last ingredient that goes in our cookie batter is peanut butter. It's gonna be the same amount as we used of brown sugar. So 1 3/4 cups. A tip when you're working with peanut butter is to use this pan spray to spray your spatula or your spoon and your measuring cup. That allows it to not be so sticky and messy. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this right over my bowl and spray my measuring cup. So that I won't have peanut butter everywhere. Now, this recipe does work with other nut butters, but it really works best with a super smooth and creamy one. On the blog, she talks about what other nut butters work best. So that's half a cup of peanut butter. A little more. Okay, that makes it a full cup of peanut butter. You can see when you're working with peanut butter, it gets pretty sticky pretty fast. the great thing about this recipe is that it doesn't use any flour. And I know that it's been kind of hard to find flour in the grocery store lately. So this way, you can still bake cookies without needing flour. Okay, there's my third half cup. So that's 1.5 cups. And I just need one more 1/4 cup to make it complete. It's quite a bit of peanut butter that goes into this recipe. Oh, there's Frankie, the Girl Scout dog. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of here. Okay, so now that I've got all my ingredients in together, I'm gonna give it a good mix. And it's pretty thick, so you might need some help mixing it up, but you just wanna really do a good job incorporating that eggs, sugar, and vanilla into your peanut butter. So when you're mixing, you can see it becomes a pretty thick cookie batter. All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna scoop it out onto a baking sheet. I like to use parchment paper on my baking sheet, but you can also use pan spray, whatever works for you. I'm gonna use just a regular kitchen spoon. If you have an ice cream scoop or a fancy cookie scoop, that would work well. So I'm just gonna take a scoop of my batter and plop it onto the cookie tray. Awesome. So you can see, I'm just making little balls of dough. This recipe makes a lot of cookies if you want to use the whole recipe. It also freezes really well if you want to put the dough in the freezer. I'm gonna rinse my hands really quickly. And we're gonna put these cookies in the oven. You wanna put the oven at 350 degrees. Let it preheat. But by the magic of Girl Scouts, I have some cookies all ready to go. Now, if you want to use some sea salt on top, I've done that with these. And you can see there are just some yummy little salt grains right on top of these cookies. All right, Girl Scouts, I hope you enjoy making these 5-ingredient peanut butter cookies, and I'll see you soon.